Make your day richer with The Richard Wilmore Show. Meet amazing musicians, talented actors, brilliant authors, hilarious comedians, and the most creative people in entertainment. Download the KP Media TV app to watch on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire.
This week's episode is sponsored by Dollhouse of Tampa Salon and Studio, where the inner doll is created. Styling services they offer are sew-ins, quick weaves, relaxers, facial waxing, eyelash extensions, and much, much more. It's time for you to find your inner doll. Contact Selena today at 813-802-6155, servicing the Tampa Bay and surrounding areas of Florida. And make sure you follow them on Instagram and Facebook. No longer will you be stung by outrageous nail prices. Contact Latina Queen Bee herself, servicing the Tampa Bay area. And you know what I heard? She even travels. 813-414-1405. That's 813-414-1405. Queen Bee Nail Hive. Come be pollinated.
Hello, everyone. Vanessa Klinger here. Join me and the great Michelle Massey Washington for another exciting season of Spiritually Speaking and Awakening, where we're going to be taking you even higher into the dimensions of God. Join us as we interview very special guests with different spiritual perspectives and points of views to help enrich, enlighten, and empower you into coming up higher into God. We're taking deep dive sessions this season, so you're not going to want to miss not one episode. Join us right here, Sundays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here via the KP Media TV network. Stay in love.
Hello, everyone. I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. Welcome to the Right Along with Vanessa morning show. We provide you with 100% free coaching at your service, raw, real enlightenment at its best. So come on in, enjoy the ride as we take you higher into the dimensions of God. It's a brand new season. I'm feeling amazing, and everything is going your way. You guys ready? Let's go. Welcome to the Right Along with Vanessa morning show. We provide you 100% free coaching at your service, raw, real enlightenment at its best. So come on in, enjoy the ride as we take you higher and even higher and even higher into the dimensions of God. Why? Because it's our time to connect with the divine power source so that we can be transported out of here and go to that new heaven and new earth that was promised. So come on in, everybody. It is a cloudy, foggy, fun, fantastic, funky Friday here on the Right Along with Vanessa morning show in beautiful, beautiful, sunny Florida. Sun may not be out, but it's always here. I can depend on that. But yeah, it's been kind of foggy lately. And you know what? The weather's been kind of weird. So I just don't know. But you know what? It don't matter. Because, honey, my future's so bright, I still have to wear my Right Along shades. And so is yours. So come on in, everybody. How you doing? Did you have a good week? You know, it's the holiday season, right? You know, the year is technically almost over. I mean, what we have, like 2 weeks left in the year? Unbelievable. Time is speeding up. Why? Because our vibration is increasing. When we're vibrating higher. And time is ramping up because it's almost time up, honey. Tick-tock, just one moment. Hello, son. Hello. How are you? Thank you for shining on me today and every day, son. Thank you. All right, everybody. I'm pulling it into my spot here on the beach in Florida. My siblings tease me. They say, "You live on a senior citizens beach." I'm like, because I am a senior citizen. I'm okay with that. I really am. All right. Oh, even my spot is here too. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, everybody. We are here. Pulling into my spot. How you doing? All right. It's fun, fantastic, funky Friday. You guys know what we do around here. We do our Friday song. So let me park this car. Let the window up because you know who. I'm going to show them to you guys today. Is going to be barking at everything that walks by. Hey, boo. So it's time for our Friday song, everybody. Okay, you guys ready? Yeah. 1, 2. I mean, give it all you got. Let's give it all you got. Let's finish this year strong. Stronger than we ever could imagine. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. It's Friday. It's Friday. Friday. It's Friday. Yay! Things are going my way. Things are going my way. Things are going your way. It is fun, fantastic, funky Friday. I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. Welcome to the Right Along with Vanessa Morning Show. We provide you 100% free coaching, raw, real enlightenment at its best. So come on in, enjoy the ride as we take you higher into the dimensions of God. Excuse me. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So it's real foggy out here today, and but people still have some people out there fishing. Wow. Who knew? Hope you guys are had a good year. You know, I hope you really enjoy watching the episodes because they just been really just so enlightening, and I've been sharing with you what Spirit has been giving me to share with you. You know, each season I go up higher spiritually. I evolve higher, and I know that it's because of what Spirit wants me to share and impart to you. I know what my role is now. You know, I think for the first 35, 40 years of my life, I was collecting intel, honey. Mm-hmm. Collecting intel. We all were. Those of you who answered the call, we all were. And so now, light workers, it's time for you to stand up, rise up, and take your position. Yep. Take your position because it's time. It is time. It is time. Okay. We're in the last days. We know that. We're in the days of revelation, and we know how the story ends. So, yes. Let me say hello to some people in social media world. Yes, let's see how everybody's doing. Hello. Namaste, everybody. I bow to divine presence in you and you and you. Hello, co-host. Hello. Now, we are wrapping up the seasons of the Right On with Vanessa Morning Show and Spiritually Speaking and Awakening with the great Michelle Massey Washington and I. And we're going to be wrapping it up at the end of the year. You know, we're going to have all the episodes and going to be streaming them for you. We're going to pre-tape the Christmas episodes and a couple of episodes for Spiritually Speaking. We're also going to pre-tape the season finale of Spiritually Speaking and Awakening because my intention is to be on holiday for Christmas, okay, with my family, eating, sleeping, making merriment. That's what I intend to do. So Michelle and I are going to pre-tape those episodes, and we got some great stuff coming, you know. And I just want to thank all of you for watching, for sharing, for caring, and for being open, and really just, looking at things from a different perspective and understanding how God really wants you to be liberated and free. He really does. We were designed that way. That's why everything that's not that feels restrictive, constrictive. And that's why we feel like slaves. Why? Because we are. We are enslaved by a system that's designed to keep us grinding and grinding and grinding at the wheel until we lose our sight, because we have lost sight of who we are. So, that's just the way it is, and it's really great when you are tuned in, tapped in, and turned on with spirit, because when spirit leads and guides you, when you move, you move. When spirit moves, you move just like that, right? So you have to stay tapped in, and you have to stay really sensitive, because, everybody that say, Lord, Lord, and cry, Lord, Lord, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because here's the thing. Your spirit will let you know. And I get it. Everybody is not at a level of awareness where they can really stand in the face of their pharaohs, right? They're not there. They're encroached with fear, and they think about all the scenarios of what I got to do this, and if I don't do that, then that's going to happen. They create all of these fear-based scenarios, even though they know the Bible verses from cover to cover. And I want to say this. My uncle, Bishop T.D. Jakes, I call him my uncle because he mentored me. So I consider him my uncle. He said only whores respond to money. So, which makes so much sense, because one of the episodes I shared about the whore of Babylon and how all of the other mini whores she gave birth to. Which explains, because we were conditioned and brought up in a spiritual system that started from the top, because it was based on money. So now our spiritual conditioning, our spiritual beliefs, our spiritual core beliefs were rooted in lies, deceit, and money, right? Were rooted in a system that was engineered to be where Jesus and spirituality was pimped. So but when you break free from the system, when you break free, when you break free from the matrix, it's like you see things so differently. It's like you hear things so differently. I'm gonna let the window down. I'm in a giving spirit this Christmas season. Come here, let's go. Oh, come on. That's the only way I can get him over here. Come here, come on. Hi, dog. Say hello to everybody. Say hello. Wink, boo. Wink. You go wink. Wink, boo boo. There you go. Thank you. All right. Get on over. So when you break free from the system, the matrix, then you see things differently. You hear things differently, and you have a perspective on things that is so liberating, because you finally realize, I don't know why I've been doing this. I know why, because when you finally realize that none of this stuff is real, it's all an illusion. It's a simulated version, a lie of what we've been promised. Just one minute. Good day, Spirit. Good day, Cozy. Okay. Good day, Brother Knight. Dolores Cannon. Hey, Stuart What? Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So a system that's designed and engineered to create it for us to fail and to be enslaved until the day we die. We create all this bad karma and we keep repeating the cycle because we're in prison. We are in prison and we are in hell. We are in hell and we are slaves to the rhythm of what this world is vibrating at, right? We're slaves to it. And unless we do what is necessary to elevate higher and break free, you will forever be grinding at the wheel until finally God's mercy is bestowed upon you and you wake up. Now, whether or not that's going to take you 25, 30 lifetimes, I don't know. All I know is I'm glad at this lifetime that I'm in a state of awareness where now I can go on to a better place. All right. So we're going to run an ad. When we come back, we're going to be talking about today's talk, you versus Pharaoh. Scripture inspiration, Exodus chapter 7. You versus Pharaoh. So go grab yourself something refreshing to drink. And when we come back, we're going to get down with the get down and go in with today's talk, you versus Pharaoh. Stay tuned. Hello. Vanessa Klinger here. I'm offering a special coaching session just for you. For those of you who feel as if there's no love in your life, I can help you find it by providing tools and techniques that will bring you immediate results. Go to www.vanessaklinger.com, schedule a session, and I'll take care of you. Stay in love. I can help you find. Hello, writers. I've partnered with Queen Beauty Studio to purchase these amazing lashes and other deliciousness, like this wonderful matte lipstick I'm wearing. Grab that link. You'll be glad you did. Stay in love. That's right. I partner with Queen Beauty Studio. The link is in my bios. I wear the Monroe matte today, and of course the Sugar Daddy lashes. You know what I noticed about the matte? If you put on 2 coats, it'll stay all day. I put a little lip gloss on it because the matte, just because what it does, it conditions it, and then once it sets, it has a beautiful finish to it. So that's why I do it that way. But yeah, the link is in the bio. Queen Every Beauty. Queen Beauty Studio. So let's get here. All right, so we've got everything here. All right, so today we are going to be talking about you versus Pharaoh. AKA Fight the Power. I got that from that rap group I can't think of right now. But yeah. Fight the Power. But yeah, I think I took care of everything. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I think I did. All right, so scripture inspiration. Exodus chapter 7. I'm going to read the first 7 verses. Then the Lord said to Moses, "See, I have made you like God to Pharaoh, and your brother Aaron will be your prophet. You are to say everything I command you, and your brother Aaron is to tell Pharaoh to let the Israelites, let my people go out of this country. Let my people go. But here's the twist, Moses. I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and though I'll multiply my signs and wonders in Egypt, he will not listen to you. Then I will lay my hand on Egypt, and with my mighty acts of judgment, I will bring out my divisions, my people, and the Egyptians will know that I am the Lord when I stretched out my hand against Egypt and bring my people out of it." Yeah, you can jump up and down and run around the house because you're coming out. You're coming out. So go ahead and let the world know you coming out. Why? Because God don't heard your cry. And you done survived and mastered the test that he put upon that Pharaoh in your life. Yep. Yep. So yeah, you coming out. Now, just to give you guys a little backstory, like some of you been living under a rock or in a cave somewhere. This is a story about Moses. He actually, they were, what is it about killing the babies? That's in every storyline, every era. What is it? Huh? But they petitioned that they're going to sit down and kill all the male children. Why? Because they kept trying to find this savior everybody talking about. You can't tell me that whoever designed and built us, our God, doesn't have a sense of humor. Because that's some interesting stuff, right? So, sure enough, Moses, they say, was the most beautiful child there was, right? So his mother put him in a river. Well, she don't want him to die. All mothers don't want their children to die, but she did that. And sure enough, an Egyptian princess found him and fell in love with him, found favor in him, and decided to adopt him. She knew what it was. She knew he was one of those Israelite children. She knew he was one of those children of the Most High God. She knew. See, there's something about, thank you, Spirit. You are ministering to my heart today. There is something about when it feels as you feel as if that you are just floating down a river, going nowhere. But at the right time in your life, the right person will put their eyes on you and see in you and deliver you and position you in a place of preparation. So that's what she did. Moses, raised as an Egyptian his whole life. Y'all can't tell me that God don't have a sense of humor. Raised him in the very household. Grew up wearing the best clothes, seeing how his people treated. See, this is how I know that the chosen ones, the light workers, all us that are here on assignment, we will be positioned in places to gather intel. And then when it's time for us to stand up and we go in and we walk in our purpose, then we'll have to face the very place that we were existing in. I'm telling y'all, okay? So he grew up around them, but he had to understand their methods, their ways of doing things. He had to understand their practices. So sure enough, I'm not going to go into detail about the Moses story because that's not what this is about. But if you guys, intrigued by it, read the story. It's very interesting. Okay. So God's people were grinding slaves in Egypt under Pharaoh's rulership. And they were crying out day and night, God, get me out of this mess. I'm so tired of working for this man. When they're living in fear under his rulership. And really had just given up. They were crying day and night. Have you ever been asking for something for so long? And then when they finally get here, you don't believe it's here? So day and night, they're crying out to God. All of a sudden, Moses doing what he do, hiding out because he done did something. And he get a message. God sent him a telegram via a burning bush. And he reveals himself to him. There's going to come a time in your life too when enlightenment's going to show up in your life in the most interesting ways, where you will finally hear the voice of God. It's been there the whole time. And it becomes known to you. And you will hear your purpose, and you will know what you must do. See, some of y'all just frustrated and worried about what you're going to do and how you're going to do this and all that. You don't need to be, no. You need to get quiet and get still and get in a position where you can allow God to make himself known to you. And then when you do that, you'll be able to hear your next step, what you need to do. The question is, are you courageous enough to do it? Because here's the thing, right? Moses, I think he stuttered. I'm almost certain he did. Because why was Aaron with him? Yeah. I'm almost, no. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Moses stuttered, right? So he had a deficiency. But he told him, God, look, I can't, you make excuses. God said, well, that's okay. I got a backup for you. Here. I just need you to do what I'm commanding you to do. So in spite of his deficiencies, God still used him because there was a purpose to it. He was chosen in a phase. He was a major component in delivering God's people to get them away from the hand of Pharaoh. Right? So he said, God said, I don't need your mouth. I need your hand. So he told him, no, that's okay. Aaron speak for you. Now, verse 2, you are to say everything I command you. And your brother Aaron is to tell Pharaoh to let the Israelites go out of the country. Let them out. Let me look at the other verse, the other interpretation here. Let me look at a different version, because I think there's a different interpretation that I wanted to share with you guys. So let me find New King James. Here we go. Exodus 7. Don't you love technology, y'all? I do. There's something liberating about today's episode. I feel it. There's freedom in the air. It really is. I feel it. Here we go. So the Lord said to Moses, see, I've made you as God to Pharaoh, and Aaron your brother shall be your prophet. Now see, we don't learn from the great Michelle Massey Washington that your prophet is here. It's your creative center. Right? So he told him, you shall speak all that I command you, and Aaron, your brother, shall tell Pharaoh to send the children of Israel. Okay, so this is the way I'm seeing this, right? So God speaks to Moses and tells him, look, you need to tell Pharaoh what I told you. And Aaron, your brother, your creative center, is going to tell Pharaoh. So the way I'm interpreting this is, since he couldn't talk, he had to have a creative way of communicating that to Pharaoh. Because he said, look, I made you God over Pharaoh. Now, Pharaoh represents restrictions, enslavement, any circumstance that's preventing you from winning. Any scenario in your life that's preventing you from coming up higher in God, right? That's a Pharaoh. Any Pharaoh that's making you feel enslaved and trapped. He told him, he says, I have made you God over these situations. You are God. I'm going to throw you out the car. Here, go on. So bored. He's made you are God over all these circumstances, everything. But God, I don't know how to talk. Stop coming up with excuses that's going to excuse you out of you finally standing up in your power to be able to fight the power and win. But no, okay. So he said, that's okay. Aaron can go and I'll tell you what to command and I'll tell Aaron what to say. I'll tell you. See, this is interesting because he said, look, I've made you God to Pharaoh, and Aaron your brother should be your prophet. You shall speak all that I command you, but Aaron your brother shall tell Pharaoh. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so if Aaron represents your prophet, your command center, then it also represents, okay, yep. Okay, so when Moses, he told him, look, I've commanded you. You shall speak all that I command you. But Aaron, the prophet, shall tell Pharaoh. He said, okay, so, but the first thing first, I'm going to have to create a scenario, and I'm going to harden his heart where he can't hear you, Moses. But eventually he will hear me. Why? Okay. They went day and night going to Pharaoh. God said, let my people go. He was like, I ain't listen, talk to the hand. I'm not listening to you. God created a situation, right, where Moses was doing what God had commanded him to do, right? He was obeying. No results, nothing. But God said, look, I'm going to harden his heart. I'm going to create a situation and a circumstance that in spite of you going before him, trying to, in a nice way, stand and say this, I'm going to create something so hellish that he's going to finally come to himself. And then Aaron is going to tell him, let my people go. Your command center, his mind, see. In my opinion, I really believe that God was putting Moses through a situation because he knew what was coming, right? He wanted to see if Moses was going to just stop being a coward and start standing up and doing what God is telling him to do, right? So are you going to stop being a coward to your situations and your circumstances and finally stand up in who you are and do what the God in you is telling you to do? Because see, look, why do you think God would have Moses to go say something and to keep saying it with no results? Because he's trying to get you used to his voice. He's trying to get you used to those nudges. He's trying to get, good day, Troy. He's trying to get you used to hearing his tugs so that when he moves, you move just like that because he knows what's coming in your life. He knows what that next chapter is in your life. So he's taking you through a situation to get you used to his commands and see if you would do it in spite of you not seeing any results. He's talking to me today, y'all. He is talking to me. Thank you. 2 years. Are you tell him what I command you to do? Tell Vanessa? Yeah, Lord, I've been doing it. I ain't seeing no results. Don't worry. I'm going to create a situation, circumstance, and I'm going to deliver you out of this hellish situation because you have proven your worth that you are God to your Pharaoh. You have spoken against all of these thoughts and these voices and these resistance and all of you've spoken against it and you've been obedient. day in and day out, sharing what I'm telling you to tell them. But I'm going to harden their heart. They won't see it. They won't see what you're trying to say. They won't see what you're sharing. But that's okay, because I'm going to create a situation. And then they're going to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that when you say, let's go, they're going to follow you. Now listen, Moses knew, because God had given him, he gave him a little context to his commands. He said, look, you go and you tell him. You do it. You say everything and you do what I command you to do. And I tell you to turn left, you turn left. You do all of that. But listen, I'm going to harden his heart. And he's not going to do it. But I'm going to create situations. And it's going to get more intense and more intense, to the point where his prophet will tell him, let them people go. And that's exactly what happened. All hell broke loose. Frogs, the sea was turning to blood. All kind of supernatural, phenomenal stuff was happening, to the point where they said, this can't be nothing but whatever God that is up there that's doing this. Let these people go before everybody die. I'm going to lose a lot of money because I ain't going to have no more slaves. So, sure enough, he let him out. Let him go. Y'all know the story. Israelites, they've been in the ghetto so long, grinding. And they're thinking, wow, we're finally free. I'm going to take everything I can carry. That's what they did. But that's not what God told them to do, right? We shared about that, about how, you only do what God tells you to do. They thought they were going to try to get over on the Pharaoh that was ruling them for so long. So they're going to try to take this and that and whatnot. And then they created a situation, a circumstance, a scenario where Pharaoh was chasing them. Now, back to Moses and Pharaoh. So he told him, he said, look, you shall speak all that I command you, and Aaron your brother shall tell Pharaoh to send the children of Israel out of the land. It finally sunk in to Pharaoh, right? My baby dead, frogs jumping out of the cupboard, the sea is blood. I don't know what kind of God this is, but I got to let these people go. He said, why didn't I listen to Moses? Then this would have never happened. You see what I'm saying? But God told Moses, look, I'm going to harden his heart, because I want you to see something. That when you finally stand up to your Pharaoh, to your situation and circumstance in your life, and you speak in bold faith and knowing and in certainty, I ain't talking about prophet line. I'm talking about standing in bold faith and certainty that God is for you. He's got you. And you stand against that Pharaoh. What's that Pharaoh? Well, if you don't get the jab, you're going to lose your job. Ooh, that's a Pharaoh, ain't it? See, if you live long enough with the Lord, there is nothing in your life that you cannot find. Good day, my love. Good day. Good day, Elisa. There is nothing in your life that you cannot find that'll line up with something in the Bible, where God will make you aware of what you must do. So, what is the Pharaoh in your life? The situation and circumstances. Something that's saying, oh, if you don't get this job, you're going to lose your job. We have waivers. What's your waiver? Well, it's against my religious belief. Who's your religious leader? God. We need something signed by God. I'm like, God? That's my religious leader. Let me tell y'all something. And I'm not for or against. All I'm saying is this. If it gets to the point where it's between you making a decision, where is God or Pharaoh, Might I just kindly, in a loving way, suggest to you, choose God. Because although you are grinding at the wheel, you are under this enslavement of this Pharaoh, this system that was built by a Pharaoh. That's still not God. Because make no mistake, when you finally stand in certainty against what God says versus what Pharaoh says, you will be delivered out of your healing situation. Make no mistake. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. I know it in my heart of hearts. Last night I was just, my heart was heavy, because I was mad as hell, you know. And I was like, dog, so much has been happening to my family and stuff. And you'd be thinking, man, if only this would really just kind of just position and work everything out. But you'd be trying to figure out the best way, the best alternative situation until you finally just say, you know what? God told me this, and this is what I'm standing on. Now, Pharaoh may not hear you. That's okay. Because guess what God gonna do? Although he may harden his heart, and he might harden his heart, he gonna create something. A situation or circumstances where it's so just intense that Pharaoh in your life will have to come to knowledge of himself, where he allowed the Aaron in him, the prophet, his mind, his creative center, to finally click. I gotta let these people go. I got to the point where you gonna come out with more than what you did when you started. If you stand up against your Pharaoh. Now, if you're gonna be concerned about what you're gonna lose and all that, you ain't ready for the game, baby. Because none of this shit's real anyway. And it doesn't belong to you. So if you are concerned about, oh, I'm gonna lose this or that or whatever, you ain't ready. You are not ready. So let me ask you today, my loves. Are you ready to stand against your Pharaoh? Because on the other side of that Pharaoh is your deliverance. On the other side of that Pharaoh is your promised land. So let me just ask you, if you are ready for your promised land, you got to go through a Pharaoh, baby. You've been grinding, working like a slave. Oh Lord, when's my day come? Then when your day comes, it ain't gonna look like what you think it's gonna. But you're gonna have to confront a Pharaoh, baby. And when he tells you get up and say what I tell you to say and do what I tell you to do, it's gonna be the most intimidating thing you've ever done in your life. Everything that you've been taught and groomed and educated in and come to realize, you're going to have to tap into all that. But make no mistake, my loves. God say, if he tells you to do something, you're already equipped. You already know you already got the right script encoded into your spirit, your soul. Everything is there. So if you think that if God is telling you to do this and do that, because you've been crying out day and night, because you've been grinding and working like a slave under Pharaoh's rulership. See, that when you reach a turning point, in your life, you'd be like, man, I don't give about none of this stuff. Not when you know who God is and know who you are. and know where you come from, you'd be like, shoot, Egypt? This ain't nothing compared to my promised land. So, what are you going to do when God tells you it's time to confront your Pharaoh? What are you going to do? You're going to cower down and make excuses? He's like, don't worry. I got something to support that excuse. I just need you to do it now. Because I've heard my people's cry. And it's time to bring them out of here. So what are you going to do when God tells you it's time to confront your Pharaoh? Are you going to be afraid of what might happen to you? Are you going to be afraid about what you're going to lose? Remember now, Moses was living in a palace. But the interesting thing, I think, is about what really sealed the deal between God choosing Moses to be a deliverer. Was he saw into his heart when he saw one of his people being abused and he killed him. God said, I see him. It's kind of unorthodox what he did, but I see it. He's like, okay, come on, Moses, let me talk to you. So, showed up, talked to him, and told him. So don't worry, I got you. I know this is something that's unusual for you, but I see in you, and I saw in you what you haven't seen in yourself because of something that you did that you thought nobody saw. God saw it, and you thought that it was something so horrific, but God saw the value in something you did that you thought nobody saw. But see, let me tell you something. God don't see things the way we do, right? He's just looking, searching, he can use. He's looking for Moses. And for those of you who know that you are a deliverer, it's time. God is commanding you. Because it's time for us to stand up. It's time for you to face your Pharaoh. Because once you confront your Pharaoh, then you'll be ready to either follow a deliverer or be a deliverer to those who are crying out to the Lord. There's so many people, all these thousands of years, hundreds of years, crying out to God. Lord, Spirit, come get us, save us. People done died under Pharaoh's rulership, crying out to the Lord. Each time it got worse and worse and worse. Each time they made them make more and more and more and was never enough. That sound familiar to y'all? It's never enough. They want more and more and more. Why? Because there's a Pharaoh. And it's time for you to confront that Pharaoh. Because we getting up good, get up out of here. I'm telling you now, telling you. I don't even know if I'm coming back to social media after 12:31. I'm really, really like this, listening for my next step. My intention is to come back with another season of the Right Along with Vanessa Morning Show and Spiritually Speaking and Awakening. But honey, you know what I'm doing? You know when you get ready to go, you get ready to leave on vacation. Okay, let's say you rent a vacation house, right? It's got everything you need, everything. But when you get ready to go, you start disconnecting stuff and you start packing, you start bringing stuff, you start like, you start disconnecting, turning lights on, you start disconnecting yourself from places, you start saying goodbye to the restaurant you went to every night, you start saying goodbye because you're getting ready to go home. So I don't know. I intend to. I made some decisions. I mean, because I love coming before you guys and sharing because I care. But make no mistake, if my spiritual Uber show up at 12:31, I'm getting in there. I'm going on home. And if I wake up January 1st, because 12:31 is the season finale of the Ride Along with Vanessa morning show. And I will be here. That's my intention, to be here. Because we going out with a bang, honey. But if I wake up January 1, 2022, in my new heaven and new earth, and y'all be like, oh, Vanessa gone. Don't cry for me, baby. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Because, baby, I'm in my new heaven and my new earth. We are evolving, okay? Let me just explain to you guys. Yeah, what time is it? Yeah, I got 2 minutes. We are evolving, right? Vibrationally, we are elevating higher. Good day, Gretchen, my love. Good day. We are evolving higher, right? So vibrationally, okay. The higher you get spiritually, vibrationally, energetically, you cannot exist in a three-dimensional world, right? So these people in Egypt, because they were crying out to the Lord, right? Their cries were actually increasing their vibration to the point where they could not stay in Egypt no more, because they had spent all those years thinking about and hearing about the promised land, right? So despite of them grinding at the wheel and being under Pharaoh's rulership, their mind was imagining this promised land. So what were they doing? They were expanding their consciousness on what was promised, right? To the point where their consciousness got so big that they could not exist at that level of enslavement anymore. Do you feel me? So I'm telling you right now, if you confront your Pharaoh, or if you have been imagining about your promised land so much to the point where everything just doesn't feel like it just don't feel like you belong here anymore. You just don't fit in, and you're just not for you. Get ready, baby, because you're getting ready to go into your promised land, right? You've been enslaved long enough. You've been tied to Pharaoh long enough. Your imagination, your Aaron, your prophet, your creative center has delivered you from your Pharaoh. So now, as your Moses, I'm telling you right now, it's time to go. It's time for us to get up out of here. Now, I also have to share with you guys that when Christ comes to you, he's coming in here. Then he's going to connect with here, your heart. And then he's going to sync up. And that's how you and your Father become one. Okay? Another thing. When the time comes for us to go to that new heaven and new earth, it'll be like, you ever had, like, you've been driving and you see the same store on the corner. And then all of a sudden, one day you go, wait a minute, I know that was a store on that corner. It's no longer there. You're going to be, and then you're going to not be. Why? Because your vibration has phased you away because you have elevated higher. So all those things that were bothering you, that were low vibrational, three fear based, that's all 3D, right? 3 dimension. As you elevate higher into God, fear, you that's how you break free. Because fear is what writes the script of the 3 dimensional matrix. Fear, anger, all those lower vibrational things, right? So when you elevate higher in God, and you adopt Christ consciousness, and you sync up with it in your heart, and you start operating in harmony, you elevate to a higher dimension. And when you do, none of those things will move you. Why? Because you're up higher, baby. So confront your Pharaoh, and when you do, it qualifies you to enter into your promised land. See, if you can survive Pharaoh, then you can survive a wilderness situation. Because see, the Pharaoh is the worst of the worst, because they were enslaved for hundreds of years. Think about this now. They were enslaved for hundreds of years. And their journey to their promised land was 11 days. Dig that now. So if you can wrap your head around the fact that although I've been under this Pharaoh rulership for so many years, what's going to get me to my promised land is a piece of cake. It's a walk in the park. All that hell I went through, this little desert experience, walk in the park. Why? Because I've been under so much here, and I've created my promises that none of that is more valuable than where I'm going. So yes, I'm going to stand against you, Pharaoh. Yes, I will not bow down, Pharaoh. Because I serve an almighty God. And he is my creator. So I don't know who your creator is, Pharaoh, but I know who my creator is. And I know where I come from. And I refuse. And I'm standing because I know what's on the other side. On the other side of your Pharaoh is your promise. So fight the power that's preventing you from entering your promise. Fight the power that Pharaoh situation, circumstance has entrapped you with, to the point where you feel like you're trapped. But guess what? God is sending you a deliverance with a pair of scissors to set you free. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you for sharing and caring. I want to thank you for listening. Join me next week for another exciting episode of the Ride Along with Vanessa Morning Show. I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. And let me just say this, y'all, before I go. We are in a scenario where you have to decide. If you haven't chosen, if you can't see the madness that's going on right now, the fallacy called this world, where you cannot really just stand and choose a side, because the separation is happening. You need to choose a side, otherwise it's going to be chosen for you, and you may not like that. You may not like that choice. All these years, we've been conditioned, and we've been taught and brainwashed into believing something. So, are you going to believe in a creator, that comes from love and get on that side? Or are you going to keep hanging out here, grinding under Pharaoh's rulership at the wheel, living on scraps, where it's never enough? It's up to you. But I'm just here to tell y'all right now, Vanessa, I done been through so much. That, nothing. A walk in the park. God has made me God over my Pharaoh, and he has made you God over your Pharaoh. So, remember that. Thank you guys so much again. I'm Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. And until next week on the Right Along with Vanessa Morning Show. Stay in love, everybody. And happy holidays. Thank you for enjoying the show. If you have an awesome product or service that you would like Vanessa to promote, go to www.vanessaklinger.com/show sponsor, and we'll get back to you. We have monthly sponsorship programs, ad slots, all kinds of wonderful, great things to promote your product or service. Contact Vanessa today.